Hello there, I am Tommy Taco, and welcome back to my Yankees franchise. Let's get right into it. This will be a quick manage session, but as I have been doing, we have been going over the box score of the previous broadcast, which was a Yankees 3-2 loss to Tampa Bay. The Yankees could muster only 6 hits, 2 of which were by Aaron Judge, and another 2 hits by Michael Tauchman. As far as Tampa Bay goes, they scored 3 runs on 8 hits. They had a home run by Mike Zunino that was the difference. Severino only pitched 5 1/3, struck out 10, got into a little trouble, brought in Holder, who relinquished the lead. Mitch Keller, who was in his Tampa Bay debut, he went 6 innings, only giving up 2 runs, and Anderson picks up his 10th save on the season as the Tampa Bay Rays pull within 1 game of the New York Yankees. We still have 2 games left at Tampa Bay in this series, and then another series against Houston. As much as I'd love to play Houston, I think I'm going to wait on that because I want to play at Milwaukee, a team that is off to a slow start, but I'm sure is going to turn it around. And then the following week, I will probably play a game either against Minnesota or Los Angeles, both who are doing well this season. So I'm going to get right into the quick manage here. Paxton and Richards for Tampa Bay. I'm going to try and go especially fast today because there's at least a week's worth of games to play, so be prepared to follow along quickly. And this is how we're going to go today. The hot-hitting LeMahieu, followed by the also hot-hitting Aaron Judge, Torres, Stanton, Voit, Michael Tauchman, Urshela, Higashioka, and Gardner. Coming up next, LeMahieu leading it off for the Yanks. They strand Judge at first. Bottom first for Tampa Bay. Leadoff double by Kiermaier. 2 on, 2 out for Yandy Diaz. And the Yankees get out of that. Zip, zip after 1. Top of the second, Yanks starting with Voit, who grounds out. The Yankees go 1, 2, 3. Bottom 2 for Tampa Bay. A double from Choi, and he's left stranded. Top of 3 for New York now. Kyle with a single. 2 on with Gardner on second. We're going to attempt to steal second, and he gets caught stealing. Tampa Bay gets out of that. Now they're batting with the leadoff hitter, Kiermaier, who doubles. 2 on, 2 out for Diaz again, and he grounds out. Yankees get out of it again. Nothing after 3. Top 4, Yankees leading off with Judge, who grounds out. Nothing doing there. Bottom 4 for Tampa Bay. 2 out single by Willie Adames. And a strikeout to end the inning. Top 5 for the Yankees now, starting with Voit. They're retired in order. Bottom 5 for Tampa Bay. They strike out 3 times, and zip zip after 5 now. Top of 6 for the Yankees. Nothing doing there. Bottom 6 for Tampa Bay. They have Brandon Lowe on first with 2 outs. G-Man Choi singles, and Adames grounds out. 0-0 after 6. Top 7, Yankees leading off with Judge. They're retired in order again. Bottom 7 for Tampa Bay. Zunino leads off the inning with a single. Paxton He is low on energy. We are going to bring in J.A. Happ. And he gives up a single to Jose Martinez. 2 on with 1 out for Austin Meadows, who walks. Wonderful. Okay. And a grand slam from Hunter Renfroe as the Tampa Bay Rays take a 4-0 lead. And J.A. Happ is getting lit up like a Christmas tree, but he gets out of the inning. 5-0 Tampa Bay. Top 8 for the Yanks, starting with Voit. Well, the Yankees, they're clawing their way back. A 2-run home run from Michael Tauchman after a Voit single, and Tampa Bay now leads 5-2. A pitching change, a recently acquired Keone Kela. He gives up a triple to Kyle Higashioka, and Brett Gardner proceeds to strike out. Now we have Kyle on third with 2 outs and DJ LeMahieu batting, and he strikes out. We're going to leave Happ in there. And he gives up a 2-out single to Jose Martinez and strikes out Meadows to get out of that. Yankees down 5-2 going into the 9th. Aaron Judge, Torres, and Stanton due up. Nick Anderson in, attempting to get his 11th save on the season. Judge strikes out. Torres walks. Stanton singles, runners at the corners with 1 out. And Luke Voit with a 3-run home run to tie the game for the Bombers. 5-5 here in the 9th. Nick Anderson blowing a save. Oliver Drake into the ball game now to face Michael Tauchman. He grounds out, and Urshela grounds out. So now Happ and the Yankees have new life. Happ will be the pitcher of record going forward. Nothing new in there. Yankees in the top of the 10th now. A double from LeMahieu scores Gardner, who reached on an error. And Aaron Judge hits a 2-run homers, and now the Bronx Bombers lead by 3, 8-5. Colin Posh brought into the game now, the lefty to face Gleyber Torres. He strikes out and gets Stanton to ground out, and the Yankees lead 8-5 going into the bottom of the 10th. This looks like a job for Aroldis Chapman. Let's see if he can turn around his season here. He gives up a single to Choi and a double to Adames. I don't know what is going on with Aroldis Chapman here. Okay, he settles down and strikes out Zunino. A sac bunt by Kiermaier to get Adames to third. And he gives up a single to Martinez. Unbelievable. Okay, let's see what he can do.
Your attention, please. Pinch running at first.
Manuel Margot is now pinch running. He's got 79 speed, so Chapman's got to deal with that. Can he get Meadows out to close down the save? And he does, but he sure does make it eventful as the Yankees have defeated the Tampa Bay Rays in comeback fashion. Luke Voit, the player of the game, with 2 hits, 2 runs, a home run, and 3 RBIs. J.A. Happ picking up the win on the season, and Aroldis Chapman picks up a very eventful 7th save. And we're off right into the next game here. I am not messing around today. Tanaka and Charlie Morton in the last game of this series. Let's see here. That'll do for now. We're going to go LeMahieu, Judge, Torres, Stanton, Hicks, Voit, Andujar, Eric Kratz, Brett Gardner. Coming up next. Okay, LeMahieu leading off the game here for the Yankees against Charlie Morton, who's 4-1 with a 2.22 ERA on the season. LeMahieu leads off with a single. I'm going to hit and run with Judge. And he singles, getting LeMahieu to third, making me look like Tony La Russa over here. Runners at the corners with no outs against Rays ace Charlie Morton. And he walks Gleyber Torres. Bases are juiced for Giancarlo Stanton now, who has 11 homers on the season. And he lines out. Hicks singles in 2 runs, and the Yankees take a 2-0 lead. Luke Voit flies out, and Andujar strikes out. The Yankees get 2 runs on the board in the top of the first. Tampa Bay batting, starting with Wendell in the bottom of the first. Adames walks. He's on first base with 2 outs, and Hunter Renfroe strikes out. Top of the second for the Yankees, and Eric Kratz, of all people, leads off with a solo home run, and the Yankees take a 3-0 lead. Then go 1, 2, 3 after that. Yankees lead 3-0 after the top of the second inning. Rays batting bottom of second. They have 2 on with 1 out after a walk and an error. Tanaka pitching to Manuel Margot. Strikes him out. Now 2 outs with 2 on for Michael Perez. And he strikes out. So Tanaka, the crafty veteran, gets out of it. Top of the third for the New York Yankees now, starting with a 3-hole hitter, Torres. He walks. Hicks doubles, and the Yankees have runners at second and third with 1 out now for the hot-hitting Luke Voit. He strikes out, and Andujar grounds out. So nothing doing there for the Yankees. Bottom of the third, starting with the leadoff hitter Wendell against Tanaka. They go 1, 2, 3. Yankees batting. Kratz leads off with a walk, which leads to a fielder's choice by Gardner. He's at second with 2 outs for Aaron Judge, who strikes out. Bottom 4 now for Tampa Bay. 2 out. Yandy Diaz at first, who reached on an error. Robertson up. He strikes out to end the inning. Top of 5 for the Bombers. Nothing doing there. Bottom 5 for Tampa Bay, starting with the speedster Margot. 2 outs, runner at first. Willie Adames singles. Michael Perez is at second. 2 on with 2 out for Jose Martinez. And he singles in a run. The 3-hole hitter for Tampa Bay, and now the Yankees lead 3-1. 2 on, 2 out still, and Tanaka gets out of it. Top of 6 for the Yanks now, starting with Voit. Pitcher now entering the game is Chaz Rowe. Voit greets him with a double, and Andujar singles him in. Yankees now lead 4-1. A 2-out walk issued to LeMahieu, and Judge will be batting with 2 on and 2 out. He walks. Bases are juiced for the 3-hole hitter Gleyber Torres, and he singles in 2 runs and busts the game wide open. 6-1 Yankees now. Stanton at the plate. He'll be facing Diego Castillo, who just came into the game, and he promptly walks Stanton. So now the bases are juiced for Aaron Hicks, who has 11 home runs on the year. And he singles in a couple more runs. And the Yankees are taking it to the Rays here in the 6th. 5-run 6th inning for the Yankees. Bottom 6 now for Tampa Bay, leading with Moran. He doubles off of Tanaka. He's sacrificed over to third. Runner at third now with 1 out for Robertson. He grounds out but doesn't get the runner home. And Margot singles in the Rays' second run. The Yankees lead 8-2. And Tanaka gets out of the inning. 8-2 Yanks. Top 7 now for the Bombers. Leading off Andujar, who strikes out. And the Yankees go quietly. Bottom 7 now for Tampa Bay. Leadoff hitter Joey Wendell, batting .272. He strikes out. 2 out now. Jose Martinez on first, who was hit with a pitch. And Hunter Renfroe grounds out. Tanaka rolling through 7 innings. Top 8 now for the Yanks with DJ LeMahieu at the dish. Judge stranded at first. Rays batting in the 8th. Okay, Tanaka gives up a leadoff double to Moran. We're gonna get Chad Green some work. He issues a 2-out walk to Margot and gets out of it. Top of the 9th now for the Yankees. Stanton walks and he's left stranded. Bottom 9 now for the Rays. Chad Green still pitching, gives up a leadoff single to Joey Wendell. He gives up a single to Jose Martinez, who knocks in Wendell, and now it's 8-3 New York. He strikes out Renfroe. Moran pops up, and Green gets out of it, and the Yankees have defeated the Rays 8-3. Tanaka was the player of the game, 7 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, only giving up 6 hits and 2 runs as the Bombers win. Here we go, right into the next game against Houston in Houston. Hopefully there will be no banging of trash cans or sinister tactics as was proven to be in Houston. Hopefully there is no shenanigans. We don't need any of that. We gave Urshela the day off. We're going to give Gardner the day off as well. Okay. Here we go with the always leading off for the Yankees, DJ LeMahieu, followed by Judge, Torres, Stanton, Hicks, Andujar, Talkman, Urshela, and Kratz. Coming up next.
Let's play ball.
Josh James on the bump for Houston, 3-2 with a 4.54 ERA, pitching to DJ LeMahieu, who is batting .319 on the season, and we're off. Fly out from LeMahieu, a double from Judge. Situation now, 2 outs with Judge at second. Giancarlo batting. He walks. Andujar now with 2 on and 2 out. And he strikes out. Jordan Montgomery pitching to Michael Brantley, who's leading off today for Houston. A 2-out single by Altuve, but nothing doing there. Top second for the Bombers now. Okay, Andujar walked. Urshela singled. We have runners at first and second with 1 out. A ground out by Kratz, and LeMahieu singles in 2 runs, and the Yankees lead 2-0. Bottom 2 for Houston, starting with Carlos Correa. They go down in order. Top 3 for the Bombers. We have runners at second and first with 1 out. Andujar walks. Bases are juiced now for Michael Talkman. A sac flying gives the Yankees a 3-0 lead. Gio Urshela batting. And he grounds out into a fielder's choice. Yankees put a run on the board to lead 3-0. Bottom 3 for the Astros. Gurriel leads off with a single, followed by a single by Maldonado, and Michael Brantley reaches on an error. Trouble now for the Bombers. No outs, and the bases are juiced for Alex Bregman. Oh boy, I feel something happened to Montgomery. Holder has been brought into the game. I wish they would have let me pick who I want to bring in. But Holder gets Bregman to go into a fielder's choice. And a double play by Altuve, so hey, what do I know? Holder comes in and gets the job done. Yankees batting, top of the 4th now, starting with Kratz. LeMahieu walking, Aaron Judge goes big fly. All rise, a 2-run bomb off of Josh James. And that's all they'll get, but the Yankees now lead 5-0. Bottom 4 for the Rays, starting with for the Astros, excuse me, Yordan Alvarez batting. He strikes out. 2 out. George Springer at first. And Holder gets the job done again, so nothing doing for Houston. Another goose egg on the board. Top of the 5th now for the Bombers. Roger Armenteros is now in the ball game for relief duty purposes for the Astros, facing Aaron Hicks. Hicks greets him with a double. Andujar lines out. And the Yankees are done here in the 5th. Astros batting, starting with Gurriel. A 2-out single by Michael Brantley. And he's at first. And Bregman strikes out. So now the Yankees batting here in the 6th with Kratz. He pops out. LeMahieu doubles. Judge singles. We have Torres at the dish with Judge at first and LeMahieu at second, and only 1 out. Torres flies out, and Stanton hits into a fielder's choice. I feel like I should go to the bullpen. Holder held steady. Who do we have coming up? Altuve, Yordan, and Correa. I'm going to go Ottavino. He gets Altuve and Alvarez to fly out and strikes out Correa. Well done. Yankees batting, top of 7 now, starting with Hicks. And Miguel Andujar hits a solo shot, and the Bombers now lead 6-0. Michael Tauchman walks. And another walk issued by Rogelio. And now Urshela's at second. Kratz is at first. 2 outs for the leadoff hitter LeMahieu. Jose Urquidy in the game. Boy, they have some names here in Houston. But he gets out of the inning for the Astros. So the Yankees get a run on the board and now lead 6-0. Bottom of 7 for the Astros, starting with Springer. He strikes out. And Ottavino pitches a scoreless 7th. Yankees top 8 with Judge. He gets out, but Torres doubles. And he's stranded at second. Top of 8 now for the Yankees. We are going to bring in Tommy Kahnle, get him some work. He gets Maldonado to pop out. Brantley doubles. He's at second with 2 outs. Altuve walks. But he gets Yordan to strike out, and he gets out of the inning. 6-0 Yanks. Top of 9 for the Yanks now, as Andujar comes to the plate. And he hits another home run. The Yankees now lead 7-0. Michael Tauchman strikes out, but Urshela doubles. 1 out, and Urshela at second. And the Astros get out of it. So 7-0 Yanks going into the bottom of the 9th. Tommy Kahnle will leave him in, facing Correa. And he strikes out the side. However, the Yankees win the battle, but they lose Jordan Montgomery. It appears he'll be out for a few days. We'll just keep him active. He's got 4 days to recover. Oh, even better. When did Happ come into the game? We'll keep him active as well. Looks like he's not available. Interesting. Well, that let the air out of our sails. But we're right back at it in Houston. Battle of aces now. Garrett Cole and Justin Verlander. Let's see here. Okay. This is how we're going to roll today. DJ LeMahieu, Judge, Torres, Stanton, Hicks, Voit, Andujar, Gardner, and Kyle Higashioka. Coming up next, LeMahieu leading off against Verlander. He grounds out, and the Yankees go down in order. Astros now batting in the first. Brantley is hit by a pitch from Yankees ace Garrett Cole. Then he's promptly caught stealing. Bregman singles. Altuve doubles, and the Astros take a 1-0 lead. Altuve is at second now. Gurriel at first after receiving a walk. Springer batting with 2 outs and 2 on, and he strikes out. So the Astros pick up a run. Top 2 for the Yanks, starting with Stanton. 2-out walk issued to Voit, and he's left stranded at first. Nothing doing there for the Yanks. Astros starting with Correa in the second. Nothing doing there. Yankees batting now, starting with Gardner in the top of the third. They go down in order. Bottom of the third, starting with Bregman. They also go down in order. Top of 4 for the Bombers now, starting with Judge. Another goose egg there. Bottom 4 for the Astros, starting with Gurriel. Matching goose egg. Top 5 now for the Yanks, starting with Hicks. And a 2-out single from Andujar. Gardner batting against Verlander. And he strikes out. Bottom 5 for the Astros, starting with 8-hole hitter Reddick. And they are retired swiftly. Kyle leads off the top of the 6th with a single on Verlander. Judge walks. 2 out with 2 on now for Giancarlo Stanton. And he strikes out. Bottom 6 now for the Astros. 2-hole hitter Bregman, followed by Altuve and Alvarez. Cole gives up a double to his former teammate to lead off the inning. And then another double by Yordan Alvarez, but there was an out issued, so I would like to believe Bregman got thrown out by the plate at the plate, and Cole gets out of the inning. Hicks now batting in the top of the 7th off of Justin Verlander. They go down in order. Bottom 7 for Houston, starting with Springer. And Cole strikes out the side. Top of the 8th now. Yankees batting. They go down again. Another goose egg. Bottom 8 now, starting with the 9-hole hitter Garrett Stubbs for Houston. Garrett Cole is still in the game. And he gets out of that inning. Top of the 9th now, Aaron Judge will be leading it off. Let's do a little game reset here. Judge, Torres, Stanton, followed by Hicks and Voit if they get that far against Astros ace Justin Verlander, going for a shutout and has only given up 2 hits today. And here we go. He strikes out Judge. Torres gets a single. Stanton promptly singles. Now we have Hicks against Verlander. And they have brung Joe Smith into the game now. Hicks batting against Joe Smith. He flies out. 2 outs, 2 on for Luke Voit. And he grounds out, and the Astros have defeated the Yankees 1-0. Justin Verlander was masterful with 8 1/3 innings pitched, only giving up 4 hits and striking out 4 while only walking 2. Cole drops to 5-5 on the season. At least nobody got hurt. We're going to finish up this series with Houston, the rubber match. Severino and Greinke. Let's see. Gonna give Torres the day off. Need to get Gardner rolling here. Okay, that's what we're going to go with. LeMahieu, Judge, Hicks, Stanton, Voit, Urshela, Gardner, Kratz, and Estrada. Next.
Play ball.
Let us play ball. Zach Greinke 4-1 on the season with a 1.90 ERA against the 3.14 hitting DJ LeMahieu. He greets Greinke with a double. Judge walks. And Hicks singles, and the Yankees take a 1-0 lead. Stanton batting now. He pops out. And the Yankees only get 1 run in the top of the first. Astros batting now in the bottom of the second. Altuve singles and steals second. Alvarez singles, and their runners at first and second with the cleanup hitter Correa now batting against Luis Severino. And Severino pitches out of a jam. Yankees lead 1-0 after 1. Top second, leading off is Gardner for the Yanks. He singles and is left on base. Bottom of the second now, starting with Springer, who walks and steals second. And he's left on base. 1-0 Yankees after 2. Top of 3. Judge leading off for the Yankees off of Greinke. He flies out, but Aaron Hicks goes big fly, and the Yankees now lead 2-0. Voit singles, and he's left on first. Yankees lead 2-0. Astros batting, starting with Altuve, who grounds out. Now we have 2 on, 2 out. Brantley and Alvarez on base for Correa with 1 out. He hits into a fielder's choice, advancing Bradley to third. Now runners at the corners, and Severino gets out of it. Top of the fourth for the Bombers. Gardner flies out, and the rest are retired in order. Bottom 4 for the Astros. Gurriel goes big fly to cut the Yankees lead in half, as the Astros now are only down 2-1. 2 outs, nobody on for Maldonado, and Severino gets out of the inning, only giving up 1 run. Top of 5 for the Bombers now. They're retired in order. Altuve batting. He's hit by a pitch. Hope that one stung. Oh, did I say that out loud? Fielder's choice for Brantley. Severino singles. Runners at the corners now with 1 out. Severino strikes out Correa. Bregman batting with 2 outs. Runners at the corners, and he grounds out Zach Greinke now. Still in the game. Top of the 6th for the Bombers. Cleanup hitter Stanton leading off, who has 11 home runs on the season. He grounds out Voit now batting. He singles. And he's left on base. Yankees leading 2-1. Astros batting, starting with Springer in the bottom of the 6th. Okay, so Springer grounded out, but Gurriel singles and is driven in by Maldonado to tie the game. Bases loaded now. 2 outs for the 3-hole hitter Yordan Alvarez, and he strikes out. So the Astros tie it up. Top of the 7th for the Yankees now. Kratz, they go down in order. Bottom of 7 now. Correa leads off with a single off of Severino. We are going to bring in Chad Green, and he gives up a 2-out single to Gurriel. Runners at the corners now for Josh Reddick with 2 outs, and he singles. However, the runner does not score, and the bases are still juiced for Maldonado, and he grounds out. Green gets out of it. Top of the 8th now. Aaron Judge batting against Zach Greinke. I spoke too soon. Jose Urquidy is now in the game, who is 2-0 with a 2.97 ERA. Judge batting. He strikes out. Hicks walks. 1 out, 1 on for Stanton. He flies out, and Voit gets out. So bottom of the 8th for the Astros now with the leadoff batter Altuve. And he hits a solo home run off of Chad Green. And Chad Green gives up a double. Time to take him out of the game. We're going to bring in Zach Britton. Hopefully he can get Yordan Alvarez out, who is on fire this season. 351 with 14 homers. Wow. He gets him to ground out. Correa follows suit. Walks Bregman and retires Springer. So the Yankees are down by a run going into the 9th inning. In comes reliever Joe Smith to try and nail it down for the Astros. Urshela, Gardner, and Kratz are due up. Urshela walks. Gardner doubles, however, an out is issued on the base pass. I would imagine Urshela was gunned down. We'll have to have a talk with the third base coach. Gardner at second now with one out. Eric Kratz flies out. Let's see. I just let Estrada bat. Didn't mean to do that, however. The Yankees go down 3-2. Altuve was 2 for 4 with a homer and a ribby. He was the difference in the ball game. He also stole a base. Joe Smith picked up his 6th save on the season. I wonder why Joe Smith is closing games. I'll look that up at another time. Yankees have an off day here. Now we are to the Milwaukee series, which this is the series I wanted to play in. You know what? I might just do this Paxton game. So Paxton against Lauer. So that'll conclude this quick managed session. The next broadcast will be this game in Milwaukee. The lefty James Paxton will be facing Eric Lauer for the Brewers. So thank you for tuning in. We'll see you then. Take care.